What do you do when you have fruit in your refrigerator that's about to go bad? You try your best to make preserves out of it. Welcome to Heal Thy Palate, from the soul for the body for the glory of God. Yeah, as you can see, I lost footage again, but it was a lot of me peeling the potatoes, peeling the fruit, and squeezing the lemons and everything like that. So you probably didn't want to see that anyway. But we're going to start with the fruit that I had the least of, which was peaches. Yeah, I got them all three going at the same time, but we're going to put the peaches in the pot, in a little small saucepan, which is a real technical name for it, I guess. And we then add some of the lemon juice. Mind you, I haven't ever made preserves before, and this is a recipe that I looked up online on how to make it. I use filtered water for most of my dishes and everything, so that's what you see me pouring in there. Then we're gonna come in with the sugar, and yeah, it's just, I guess, just in case you didn't hear me say it 30 seconds ago, I'm letting you know that we're working on the peaches. This is taking a mighty long time. I think I put like a quarter cup of sugar in there. And we're just gonna mix that up real good. And after we get it mixed up pretty well, we're gonna move on. Move on to the blueberries. There is a reason why I decided to make preserves, and you're gonna see why Friday. But here I am with the blueberries. Obviously, I washed them off. And we're putting them in there again with some filtered water. And we're gonna do the same process with this as we did with the peaches, the fruit, filtered water, dumping the sugar in there. I use organic cane sugar because it's supposedly a little bit healthier. And the whole point of this channel is just to do stuff that's healthier than normal. So here we are adding the lemon juice. But the whole point of this, as you're gonna hear me say millions and millions of times, is the process of enjoying some of the things that we love to enjoy without all the do things with chemicals and everything that's in it. So we may be able to eat kind of sort of healthy and still enjoy some foods that may be considered comfort food by taking the time to cook it ourselves. As you can see, we're moving to the apples. The only thing I did differently with the apples, other than everything else, is, geez, I really got to work on my editing. And that's me adding just a little bit of salt to it. And then as I added just a little bit of salt to that, I decided to add a pinch of salt to everything else. I know salt does something. I just can't remember what right now, so please forgive me. It is extremely early, and I want to make sure I get this posted on time. So there, you see me adding the nutmeg and the cinnamon. Yeah, I wanted this to have, obviously, the apple cinnamon vibe with what I was doing. And what we're going to do now is add the rest of that lime lemon juice, mix it all in. You're going to drop the top on it and just let it sit. And they got all three of them sitting there ready to go. With this type of stove, it seems like there's nothing I can do to keep it clean. And I think I actually put that in a video, but we're turning them down and we're just gonna let them simmer. I think after turning them down, letting them simmer, I went and looked at a couple of recipes to see and make sure I was doing this right. And here you see me explaining nothing for some reason. But when I did that, I realized that I needed to set these to a boil first. And after setting them to a boil, we're gonna add something that I thought was kind of unique or different to add to trying to make preserves. I just figured we'd have to just let these cook for a very, very, very long time over the stove on simmer to let them reduce. but I did love the smell coming from it. And I have absolutely no idea what I'm saying here, or why I didn't just cut this part. But we get better in time. We're going to get better with time. All right. So basically, I see that this is boiling, and I'm going to I'm sorry, I just like that music playing in the background. But as you can see, I'm adding a little bit of cornstarch water or whatever they call it. That's supposed to thicken it up, and it's supposed to be great and kind of make it last a little bit longer in the kitchen. And as you me being as smart as I am, I had a potato masher that I would normally use in situations like this, but it went, the wood part of the handle got really damaged, so I ended up throwing the smasher away. And I should have replaced it before I threw it away. But I'm realizing that what I need to do is mash these up a little bit so I can get that consistency that I wanted for things like biscuits, and what I'm going to post next week, I just don't want to tell you. But, just to put on things like biscuits and pancakes and any other thing I may want to use these preserves with. Like, I actually thought about being able to use them to make some type of summer drink with some like ginger ale or some club soda or anything like that. And that's pretty much the reason why we started making this anyway, because of other things that I wanted to do with it. Yes, I know I need to clean my burners. I clean them all the time, and they just seem to get right back dirty. Those little catcher things up underneath it, I just need to go ahead and replace those, but I stay in an apartment that I plan on moving out of real soon. So I've just been kind of cheap about replacing it, because it's not like I'm gonna carry those things with me. Now, I was mashing the blueberries up with the whisk as well, and I didn't have a problem with the blueberries. The blueberries had the perfect consistency that I wanted when I was mashing them up with the whisk. Now, when it came to the apples, this is where I had a problem at. And you're gonna see me switch from the whisk. I'm gonna use a fork. I'm gonna use a spatula. This was such a pain, and I missed my masher so much trying to do this and get the apples to break down. They didn't break down as fast as I thought they would. I wanted them to actually be tender enough for a fork to just go right through them. And we'd already been doing this for like 30 minutes, and they just wouldn't break. They wouldn't get small. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but I knew it was aggravating me. So like I said, I'm chopping it up with a spatula, trying to see if that helps. Eventually, all of this helped. I should have taken a better route. I should have thought about this, but I love getting in the kitchen and just cooking. I don't normally prep up and grab absolutely everything I need before I cook or post these videos. I just turn on my camera and get to work. I'm trying to be more prepared though. So we finally started getting somewhere with it so far as the consistency that I was looking for. But after this, I let them sit on the stove for like 15, 20 more minutes on simmer. And now we get to the easy part, which is putting them in mason jars. Well, first jar I have a lot of mason jars, but I make a lot of stuff from scratch. So all of my mason jars were occupied. I think I had ranch dressing in one, mayo in another, and some other type of homemade salad dressing in one, sea moss in another. Point being, is that I didn't have enough mason jars for this. So I had to use a honey jar, excuse me, that I got from the farmer's market. And I decided to put the peaches in there because that's the fruit that I had the least amount of. So there we go. We put the peaches in there. Then after the peaches, we moved to the blueberries. This is pretty easy to pour in there too. Again, this is probably my favorite out of the three. I just love how the consistency of it. I love the color of it. It was sweet. It was tart. Like, it was just absolutely exactly what I was looking for when it came to putting this stuff together. I'm not even sure if I would call these preserves. I would probably literally just call them like some type of fruit filling or fruit spread. Preserves may be inaccurate, considering that I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never made preserves before, but the beautiful thing about cooking is that you get to try things. And it's good to make some of these things and learn how to make them on your own. That way we can eat healthier and enjoy some of the things that they tell us we cannot enjoy a little bit more than they tell us we cannot enjoy it. The whole purpose of this is for us to get back to controlling what we put inside of our bodies and keeping our spirits as clean as possible, along with our minds and our soul. But the apples were a problem. I felt like the apples were way too chunky. I did try to put them in there. First, the skillet was a little bit too big, but I did feel like the apples were way too chunky for me to try to pour them inside of the mason jar. So I grabbed my handy dandy measuring cup. I've had that measuring cup for quite a while, like most other people in the kitchen. And I had some left over. I can't remember what I did with the leftover parts. This video was recorded a while ago, but it was just enough for me to fill that mason jar up. And we are practically done. Again, the main reason why I'm showing this is because I want y'all to see what I make Friday. What I make Friday is going to be, it turned out absolutely amazing. It was something else that I made for the very first time, but it was something that I've been craving for so long, and I wanted to see if I can make it. But here it is. Apple, blueberry, and peach preserves. Kinda. I hope you like, share, comment, and subscribe. I have a lot of things planned for this channel. We're going to do some amazing things. We're going to have some amazing things, and we're going to grow as cooks together. We're not chefs. We're not doing this to